Around the world, around the world, around the world.
Dude, this guy Jason, man. What a guy. What a guy. He got me triple action laundry stain remover.
It's like the most mom gift ever.
Listen, you don't know the amount of times I get balsamic on my pants. I do want to start to transition more into kind of like IRL content and like, vlogging type style. Obviously within moderation, considering we can't like literally create a full scale movie. And guess what, guys? No more SoundCloud offline glitched music.
Why
Your
is that?
boy got Spotify Premium. Thank you, Jason. So your boy is going to be listening not only to podcasts offline, but to the music he likes. But actually, a funny thing that I have been thinking about in the gym is I'm starting to move away from music because I think a lot of times, not only does it lead me to waste time in the gym trying to find like the perfect song that I need for that workout, but I also think I really like David Goggins' kind of perspective on this, where he said, if you can't turn it on without being dependent on, say, something like music or even another person, you're not being, I want to say, as good as you could be, because you're not being as good as you could be because you have to be able to turn that on yourself when you need to. So when I'm getting ready for competition, when I'm on that stage, right, and I have to separate from you, I have to separate from Tristan and Mikey, my coaches, and it's just me out there. What mindset am I going to have? What perspective am I going to hold that's going to motivate me to, instead of being like, oh man, I got to go out there and compete, to, oh yeah, I'm going to go out there and compete. This is going to be fucking awesome. And so I've been starting to move away from that, and I'm already starting to feel the effects of it, and just kind of like that internal talk, that kind of pinning yourself against a challenge is really just such a beautiful thing. And I love you, fire alarm out there that's going off. It's really cool. It's currently by the time you're seeing this, maybe this will be like almost done with week 2. I'm feeling really good. I'm practicing vacuums every single day in the morning for about 5 minutes. I'm doing in like while I'm like smiling, it's like, and then like 3 deep breaths long at the end, and then I hold a vacuum for about RP 8 towards the end. And that by far has, like, one of the things that I realized is when I wake up in the morning, or just a couple of days ago when Tristan, my nutrition coach and / posing coach, and my cousin, who I love, also has like just really started to take more of a legitimate position on me and holding me to certain standards, because he wants me to do it for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. It's that kind of integration of a behavior that feels to such a high degree a large amount of resistance, and like it's like that last thing at night when you're just like, oh my god, I really have to go and do this. And I woke up yesterday, and I had to drop off a phone because I was like on call, or I was on call, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have enough time to do this. But I took a step back, and I realized, like, I was like, oh my god, I have like 15 minutes to go do this now, and I was able to do it and get everything done and give the phone there on time. But what I realized is, so many times we always make excuses for things that we need to do, but why we're making these excuses is because we just don't feel like we need to do them. And so I realized, even myself, like, I have just been making so many excuses when it comes to doing what I need to do in terms of the bodybuilding prep. So when it comes to checking in with Tristan on poses, when it comes to integrating his advice, when it comes to integrating his tips and tricks, and to also doing these kind of breathing exercises, like, I just make up these mental excuses like, oh no, like, I don't have enough time. Like, oh no, I need to hand off this phone and I'll get to it another time. Like making these accommodations and making these kind of compromises with myself and selling myself short. And it's almost like a black swan in a large part because you're not even aware of these things and aware of these excuses, because it's like you're conditioning internally to who you think or to what you think you should be doing. And you'll start to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, and kind of self-sabotage in that aspect. And it's just really interesting to see and kind of actually seeing what you can do. Because, I love Alex Hormozi's perspective on this. He's like, the greatest motivator is the fear of death, right? If you pull a gun to someone's head, right, they're going to pretty much do anything. And it's like when you drag it down to the bare bones, compared to your normal everyday life, sitting in a nice apartment with your basic needs met, and you're not on that necessity kind of level, there's not nearly as much pressure on yourself to do the things you need to do. And so when you start to place that pressure on yourself of what you need to do, say for instance in this bodybuilding prep, you can start to understand what you need to do a lot more. And so that's when I'm starting to understand. Once again, the cut starts January 6th. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a lot. I'm actually really looking forward to it, and I'm starting to research more videos about what prep is like and what that's going to actually be like. Of course, I have an understanding of it, but like really getting in that mindset and starting to prove that. Definitely am feeling kind of interested in like what 50 minutes of cardio is going to be like over 12 weeks and, getting in 10,000 steps. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the journey ahead, and it should be a lot of fun, and I'm glad I can take you guys along with me. So, yeah. Signing out, baby.